Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation, and I have a quick video I wanted to share with you. I watched Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy. She had a video and she called this her quick and easy pocket notebook with calendar, and she has a full tutorial on it, and I watched it. It was super easy and super fun to make. And so I decided to, as part of my hashtag paper stash smash, I had some 6x6 paper pads that worked perfectly with this. So I decided to make them. And then I kind of I wanted to make some more. And she had said that she had went to the dollar store and got the size pads that she needed for this project. And then I went to my local dollar store and they didn't have them. So I had a bigger size pad that I bought, and I kind of upsized the notebook. So I was going to show you those as well. And I'll go ahead and give you the measurements, but I'm not going to do a tutorial because I did it pretty much exactly how she did it in her version. So I just wanted to share this with you. So here is her version. It's super cute. This is a small version. This is 3 3/4 wide, and it's 5.5 tall. She uses 8.5 by 11 paper to make two. It has a 1/2-inch spine, and it opens up. There's a nice little pocket here, and then I used some dollar store pads that I bought for this one, and I did have to trim them down to make them the right size. But at the dollar store, they had these pads here, and then they come with little calendars. So that's what I used here. Now, the thing with this is, and it's weird, I don't know why they do it. They did it last year and the year before too. They have one pad. It's a magnetic piece. The pad has 3 calendars in it. So there's like 3 January pages, 3 February pages, and so on and so on. So you have like 3 full 2026 calendars, one pad. So what I did with mine was I took one of the calendar pads apart, and I ended up making 3 pads out of the calendar. So all I did was I punched holes and set brads, and then I put them on a piece of black, and then just glued them onto the pocket here. Okay, so, and then I had some leftovers with the papers that I used, so I made little bookmarks. I just thought that would be something fun to put in the pocket. And then and I'll show you, because of the images on the bookmark that had some images in the middle, I didn't want to ruin those, so I did the bookmark hole off to the side and then just put some ribbon through there. But that's my first one, so that was pretty cute. Here's my second one. This is really cute. So again, hashtag paper stash smash. I can't ever say that word right the first time. This is part of that, the 6x6 papers that I was using to get rid of those out of my stash. So that is the second one. And here's that second little pad of calendars here. And then here is the third that I made with this. So I didn't quite smash this pad yet, but I'm working on it. Just thought that would be kind of fun. And then I thought, I went through, I had some of these mini pens, so I picked out 2 reds and a green, and I have a craft fair coming up, and so I'm going to package these together with that. But then, like I said, I went back to the dollar store to get some more, and they were out of those that I had. And then I bought a different size. So then I decided to upsize. So this paper pad is not part of my paper stash smash because we're focusing on 6x6 pads. This was actually a 12x12 pad that I got, oh, I don't even know, forever ago. Let me show it to you. This is a 12x12 pad that I used from Craftsmith. So I'm assuming this was at Michael's that I got it, 2016. So it is an old pad, but I decided to use that for these, and I ended up making 10 of these. So this is I'm calling this one my sample because there was a goof on there, so I'm going to use this one for my own, and then people can look at it. But this is sized to fit a 4x6 pad that I did get from the dollar store. So the total size is 4.5 by 6.5. It still has a 1.5-inch spine. And I just did the same thing, basically, as Tiffany did in her tutorial. I just made it a little bit bigger size. And then the other different thing that I did was I put the little, these are 3x3 calendars that I got from Country Craft Creations, and I put them on a piece of cardstock and then just tucked it into the pocket, so it makes it completely reusable because the pads do come out and you can replace them. So on the front of the pad, it had kind of a, you know, it was a notepad cover. I just used some of the pattern paper to cover that and just make it kind of pretty. And then I added some of the ephemera pieces from that pack. And then I had some pens in my stash that were all different colors. So I just added a pen to each one of these so far. So that's what I've done so far with this. So this is like that first one. Here's another one. And this is all from the same paper pad. So again, this will come out and make it totally, you know, easy to replace it if you would like. Okay. So they turned out really cute. I think they turned out really cute. I love this paper too. I think it's really fun paper in this collection. And I think at the craft fair, it's going to work out really nice. So these are the 5 that I made here. And then I have 5 more. So I made like 10 of these yesterday. And like she says in her tutorial, when you get the papers all cut, it's really fun to just really, you know, assembly line it. And I was able to make several, you know, fairly quickly. I think I watched one movie and I got them all done. So let me quick give you some dimensions for this size, and then do check the link below to Tiffany's tutorial and just show you how to put it all together. But this is going to be, I'll tell you the sizes of the cardstock that I used for this one. And again, this was for a 4x6 notepad that I put in here. So the original, or the paper for the cover, I cut at 9.5 by 6.5, and I scored it at 4.5 and 5, and that gave me that 1/2-inch spine. So that was it for the cover. For the little band that you put up here to put your notepad in, because these pads have a cardstock back, or a chipboard back. This band here was 5.5 by 3/4. And then I just scored it at 1/2 inch on each side and then covered it with pattern paper, put that down here. And then the pocket paper here, to make it big enough to where I could use a 3x3 calendar pad, I cut this pattern paper here at 4 3/8 by 3.5. And then that gave the pocket. She does talk about this little strip here. That strip here is 4 3/8 by 1/4, that black right there. And so again, that's all in her tutorial. So that's it. You have the cover piece, you have the belly band here. For this particular one, this size, the pocket piece here is kind of important if you're going to hold a 3x3 calendar. Now, if you wanted to just glue that there, that's why I did the pocket that size, because you could just glue it down if you wanted to. But at the last minute, I kind of changed my mind and went ahead and made that so that you could take it out. Now, this piece here, if I can find my ruler where I just had it, because I don't think I wrote this one down. This one is 6.5 by 3.25, and I just scored it at 3.25 to make that booklet and put the calendar on, and then you just tuck that into the pocket. But then you can, you know, obviously still add a lot of things into that pocket. So that is it. That is it. I just cut pieces of paper to cover the cover on this notepad, just to make it a little bit prettier. And that's all I did. So I want to thank Tiffany for a great tutorial, because she did a really nice job with it and it was fun. It was easy to upsize, so I'm glad I was able to do that. And I did ask her for permission to share, so I did get that permission, so I wanted to share. But again, her tutorial is awesome, and I couldn't find too many of these pads. Well, the pad that she used, I actually couldn't find. This one here that came out of this package here, I did have to cut some off to make it fit. But in her tutorial, she'll show you, I just couldn't find them at my store yet. So maybe someone else saw her tutorial and went out and bought them all. That's probably what happened. That's what I was going to do. So I would assume other people would too. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today. So again, this is a tutorial by Tiffany of Let's Get Scrappy. She just did it. I'll have links down below. And then in this video, I gave you the sizes for the upsized one that I made. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be a great project to take to the craft fair. And thank you again for watching. So I will be back soon with other tutorials and fun things. So stay crafty, have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.